What if I told you that America wasn't even supposed to exist? That one explorer made a huge mistake and accidentally created the most powerful nation on earth? From 13 tiny colonies fighting the world's strongest empire, to landing humans on the moon, to leading the entire planet in technology, movies, and power. But here's the twist: America's story is filled with darkness too. Slavery, wars, division. So, how did this country go from nothing to everything? In the next 10 minutes, I'll show you the real story of America, the battles, the heroes, the mistakes, and the moments that changed history forever. Trust me, by the end of this video, you'll see America in a completely different way. Let's dive in. Let me take you back to 1492. An Italian explorer named Christopher Columbus is sailing across the ocean. He thinks he's going to India to find gold and spices. But surprise, he lands somewhere completely different, America. He made a mistake so big that it changed the world forever. Now here's something cool. Columbus wasn't actually the first. Vikings came 500 years earlier, but nobody paid attention. The land already had people living there for 15,000 years, Native American tribes who lived in peace with nature. But when Europeans arrived, everything changed. Fast forward to the 1600s, England starts building colonies in America. People escape from Europe looking for freedom, land, and a fresh start. In 1620, a group called the Pilgrims arrives on a ship, the Mayflower. They are running from religious control. They want to worship freely. Life is hard, cold winters, no food, many die. But Native Americans help them survive. They celebrate together, the first Thanksgiving. Soon, 13 colonies are built along the east coast. But there's a problem. Britain controls everything. The king makes all the rules. The colonists pay huge taxes but have zero say in decisions. They get angry, really angry. In 1773, they dress up like Native Americans, sneak onto British ships and throw boxes of tea into the water. This is the famous Boston Tea Party. Britain is furious. In 1775, war breaks out. Imagine this, farmers and shopkeepers fighting against the strongest military in the world. Sounds impossible, right? But they have something special, a dream of freedom. George Washington leads the American army. Thomas Jefferson writes the Declaration of Independence on July 4, 1776. It says, "All people have the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness." This is revolutionary. Nobody talks like this back then. France helps America with soldiers and weapons. After years of bloody battles, America wins in 1781. In 1783, Britain admits defeat. A new country is born, the United States of America. George Washington becomes the first president in 1789. But wait, there's a dark side to this story. While Americans celebrate freedom, millions of African people are enslaved. They are kidnapped from Africa, brought to America in chains, and forced to work on big farms called plantations. They have no rights. They are treated like property, not humans. Families are torn apart. Children are taken from parents. The North believes slavery is wrong. The South's economy depends on it. The country is splitting in half. Heroes emerge. Harriet Tubman escapes slavery and helps hundreds of others escape through the Underground Railroad. Frederick Douglass, a former slave, becomes a powerful writer showing the world the horrors of slavery. By the 1860s, the tension explodes. In 1861, the southern states leave America and form their own country, the Confederacy. Brother fights brother, father fights son. This is the Civil War, the bloodiest war in American history. President Abraham Lincoln leads the North. He wants to keep the country together and end slavery. In 1863, Lincoln issues the Emancipation Proclamation, declaring enslaved people free. The war ends in 1865. The North wins. Slavery is abolished with the 13th Amendment. But the fight for equality, that's just beginning. The late 1800s change everything. The Industrial Revolution arrives. Thomas Edison invents the light bulb. Alexander Graham Bell invents the telephone. Railroads connect the entire country. America transforms from farms to factories. But factory workers suffer. Long hours, dangerous conditions, low pay, even children work instead of going to school. Meanwhile, millions of immigrants flood into America through Ellis Island. They come from Europe, Asia, everywhere, all chasing the American dream. They build the railroads, work in factories, and help America grow into a powerhouse. By the early 1900s, America is becoming one of the richest nations on earth. Then comes World War I in 1914. America joins in 1917 and helps win the war. But the 1920s? Amazing times. Jazz music, women get the right to vote, cities boom. Then disaster strikes in 1929, the Great Depression. The stock market crashes, banks fail, millions lose jobs and homes. President Franklin D. Roosevelt creates the New Deal, government programs giving people jobs, building roads, schools and bridges. America slowly recovers. But in 1941, Japan attacks Pearl Harbor. Boom! America enters World War II. American factories work non-stop making weapons. Women like Rosie the Riveter work jobs men left behind. In 1944, D-Day happens. American soldiers land in France to defeat Germany. In 1945, the war ends. America drops atomic bombs on Japan. World War II makes America the most powerful nation on earth. After the war, the Cold War begins, America versus the Soviet Union. In 1969, America lands the first humans on the moon. Neil Armstrong takes that famous step. Meanwhile, the civil rights movement fights for equality. Martin Luther King Jr. gives his I Have a Dream speech in 1963. Laws pass banning discrimination. Progress happens, but slowly. Today, America leads the world in technology, Apple, Google, Tesla. Entertainment, Hollywood movies, music, military power, innovation. But challenges remain. Racism still exists. Rich and poor divide grows. Healthcare is expensive. Political division. So what makes America special? It's a country built by dreamers from all over the world. A place where mistakes were made, terrible ones like slavery, but where people fought to make things better. From 13 colonies to 50 states, from fighting for freedom to landing on the moon, America's story is far from perfect, but it's a story of hope, courage, and never giving up. The future? It's still being written, and who knows, maybe you will be part of that story someday. If you learned something new, hit that like button and subscribe for more History Made Simple.